Child, let me tell you something. These birds outside my window are loud as hell, and I'm wondering like how they have the energy to be chirping and tweeting like that, bitch. It is cold as fuck outside. First of all, ain't no leaves on the trees. Y'all don't wear no sweaters or anything else. Like, bitch, y'all not, y'all not cold? Y'all not.
There's please. Baby, don't you wanna come excite me? Sink your teeth into it, don't tread lightly. I'm dripping wet, you know it's all in.
Anyway, I'm over here dissing birds in the morning. When you have apparently tuned into your favorite bird to get a rundown on what's been happening over the course of this week. Jesus. All right, so first on the agenda is all of the TV stuff. We're gonna start with Marvel because, like, why not? So the trailer for Moon Knight just dropped and we already know what it's gonna be giving. It's a Marvel show, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. It's coming out March 30th. And of course we're gonna be watching, not only because the story seems cool, but of course because one of my husbands, Oscar Isaac, like I said, mine not yours. Mine is a word that signifies ownership. Of course, I'm not saying that I own Oscar Isaac. I am, however, saying that he owns this pussy. Anyway, all jokes aside, the Moon Knight character, I did not know a whole lot about him until obviously I saw the news coming out that they're coming out with a show, right? But Moon Knight just really surfaced really short. Moon Knight is a character who apparently has a lot of different personalities, and he's just going through it. As you can see from the trailer, if you watch it, just going through it. He don't even know where he at. He don't know like how he ended up in a certain situation. He's basically tying himself down to the bed so he doesn't do anything crazy when he sleeps. So that's one aspect of the character that I think is going to be so interesting. I love all those kinds of stories, like multiple personalities. I don't know, I guess it would make sense, and my crazy ass likes that shit. Another aspect of it, he gets his powers from like an Egyptian god or some shit like that. So I don't know, like they're gonna get into that as well. But I'm excited to see. Oscar is a great actor. We already know that he's extremely talented, good at his fucking job. So like, I just can't wait to see what they're gonna be doing with that. Some other Marvel news. When it comes to what's going on in Wakanda, sweetie, it's just a lot. They just said that this movie is delayed again, even though before, if you did watch my live stream, before they were saying, hey guys, they said Letitia Wright, all that shit she was talking about, vaccination, all that shit, they said it has been resolved. And I took that to mean that she got vaccinated so she could take her ass on to the set again. But like we all know, part of the reason why she was not on set was because, a major part of it was because she suffered an injury. But they're saying that, girl, all that vaccination shit has been sorted out. Like I said, I took that to mean that they done jabbed Miss Mamas. They done made her a Pfizer queen or a Moderna mama or whatever. Like, either way, it's just interesting now that the delay that has been announced with filming when it comes to Wakanda Forever is related to COVID. They said Omicron is doing that touch. She's touching everybody that is on the set, that's on, work on the movie. They said, bitch, we have to stop filming. We got to shut this shit down for a minute. So yeah, we got more delays on filming with that. Now, I feel so bad for Ryan. You know what I mean? I know that he's feeling that pressure of like, okay, all these delays, all this shit, like people are going to be expecting 11 out of 10 movie. I just feel bad for like the showrunners and everybody involved. It's just like a lot of shit going on. But it's, they will pull, I feel like they're going to pull through, especially now that Letitia Wright got that shit sorted out. So that's some of the major news going on with Marvel. What else? They dropped like this teaser for Lord of the Rings. I've been kind of waiting to see when that was going to come out. And they said it's coming out on September 2nd in 2022. I'm just like, I don't know, like, what's the purpose of giving us these trailers so early and teasers and shit so early? I don't know. Because bitch, I'd be like, okay, I gotta wait until the end of the year, girl. So they said that shit is called Rings of Power. Bitch, we talking about fantasy. I'm still waiting to see what House of the Dragon is going to serve us. We ain't getting no more teasers. Bitch, we need to see a dragon in the trailer, bitch. Let me tell you something. We need to say, I don't know what y'all think this is. The next trailer needs to have somebody sitting on a dragon, bitch. I'm not saying we have to see dragon fire, right? But we need to see something. We need to see something, bitch. You hoes are trying me. I feel like it's gonna take up the middle of the year. And I don't know, man. I'm just guessing based off of like the past schedules for Game of Thrones and all that they're probably going to aim for like a summer kind of thing going on. So I don't know. Either way, we need to see it. I just feel like we're close. Maybe we're close. Maybe February we're gonna get something. I don't know. I just need to see them dragon teeth chomping. So Britney Spears has been taking to social media to drag the entire hell out of her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. I'm talking about dragging, okay? If you want to, you can pause this video to read like some of the shit that she's saying about her sister, like directly dragging the fuck out of her ass. And there's some people who are like, oh my gosh, what is Britney doing, blah, 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 blah. Like saying that she's doing way too much and honestly implying that there's something wrong with her, like mentally. And I just don't know why people are saying that, because in my opinion, if y'all hoes, like, can you imagine being locked up in the way that Britney was? And, you know, when you're released, what? You just sit your ass down and don't say shit? And then you see your sister over here acting stupid for coin? You know what I mean? With your name, running around, acting like she wasn't involved in the shit, the very shit that kept you fucked up. Like, bitch, of course she's gonna get on here and let the chopper sing, as she should. You know what I mean? As she fucking should. So I don't know. And then look, I seen this headline today. Basically, the New York Times is confirming something really fucking corny, okay? Apparently, Jamie Lynn's husband, Jamie Watson, got dragged in court for taking money from Britney's estate. Look at what the New York Times said. The filing claimed that Mr. Spears, this is Jamie Spears, her father, engaged in self-dealing as a conservator when he sold Mrs. Spears' childhood home to himself. It also said Mr. Spears had paid for his living expenses with his daughter's funds, including close to $9,000 paid to Advanced Multimedia Partners, which is a business entity owned by James P. Watson, the husband of Mr. Spears' daughter, Jamie Lynn Spears. They also note that Mr. Spears paid costs of $1.5 million related to the upkeep of Mrs. Spears' property in Louisiana, 2 to 3 times the value of the actual house, and evaded a question raised by the court as to the quote-unquote extraordinarily high expenses. Apparently, more than $178,000 of the $1.5 million spent on the Louisiana residence was paid to Advanced Multimedia Partners, which again is a business owned by Jamie Lynn's husband. So it's like, you see all this shit coming out, and you worried about Britney Spears ranting on Instagram? You know what I mean? Or like writing in her notes app and posting on Instagram, like, bitch, of course, bitch, who wouldn't be mad? They was all up in your shit. So, I don't know. I just want to quickly mention that Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox's relationship, I feel like everything we know about their relationship, I don't know, it's just completely involuntary. It's in the same way like the Will and Jada thing. I feel like Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox took over that spot, because MGK literally went up and said, hey, guess what? Megan Fox's ring, it was designed to hurt if she ever decides to take it off. It's gonna hurt her finger. And he said the bands are actually thorns, so if she tries to take it off, it hurts. Love is pain. And let me tell you something, I don't ever want to experience that type of pain. You could keep that bullshit. Give me some Tylenol, actually. Matter of fact, if y'all have something stronger, yeah, just morphine. That's the type of pain I do not want to ever experience. I seen this headline as well. This is something I thought I would never experience. Congratulations to Awkwafina for her NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding Character Voiceover Performance in Raya. I guess that's how you pronounce it, girl. I don't know. I haven't seen that fucking movie, girl. I'm not gonna act like I have. I'm not gonna pretend like I have. But let me tell you something. Y'all already know how I feel about that girl, Miss Blackscent. You already know how I feel about Queen Blackscent, right? But y'all cannot be mad. Y'all can't be mad. Y'all cannot be mad at people who do that caricature type of shit, that, you know, minstrel show, tap dancing, you know, Blackscent type of shit. Because they see it as a route that is a valid route. Bitch, that's how she started, and now she getting the NAACP awards? Y'all claim that you don't want this shit to happen, you hate when this shit happens, and when the black community is turned into, like I said, caricatures or just jokes or some shit. And then people with a history of doing that shit, and it's not even like she acknowledged the shit in a legitimate way, you know what I mean? And y'all just giving her every fucking award. So it's like, what do y'all want? What do you want? Because, bitch, if they're seeing that shit, you don't think? And it's just like, it was a nomination, right? So y'all could have chosen anybody else. Y'all could have chosen to give visibility, a platform to anybody else, and this is what y'all choose to do. But like Carkeisha said, Like Awkwafina said on Twitter, she was just like, this is the same organization that snub posed. So should we be surprised about that shit? No, it's annoying as hell. I was like, bitch, let me read this headline again to make sure I actually got it right. And I feel strange even saying Awkwafina's stage name, because even that is supposed to be like, what? A play on stereotypically ghetto, quote unquote, you know, black woman names. Awkwafina, like, you know what I mean? Like that was her whole shtick. That was her whole thing. Like when she started. Bitch, we gonna call her by her actual name, Nora. I feel like maybe the algorithm knows that I used to live in Florida for a long part of my life, and that's why I keep seeing what's going on in that crazy ass state. But let me tell you something. You want to know what Ron DeSantis' ass is doing right now? This has come from the AP. A Florida bill that would prohibit public schools and private businesses from making white people feel discomfort when they teach students or train employees about discrimination in the nation's past received its first approval on Tuesday. Part of the bill reads, an individual by virtue of his or her race or sex does not bear responsibility for actions committed in the past by other members of the same race or sex. An individual should not be made to feel discomfort, guilt, anguish, or any other form of psychological distress on account of his or her race. I cannot wait until Ron DeSantis is completely out of here. Like, I mean, it really won't matter because they'll find a way to make sure this kind of shit continues to happen. But it's just like, wow. I feel like the reason why they don't want their kids to actually learn about what happens, and they use this, so it's so funny how critical race theory has evolved into this big bad boogeyman that Republicans like to use, conservatives like to use, like to get their base riled up. I feel like one of the main reasons why these people do not want students or employees to learn about the real history and effects of racism is because, bitch, when these kids open up their textbooks, bitch, they gonna see their grandmamas. When these white kids open up their motherfucking textbooks, they gonna see their grandmas and their grandpas, bitch. They might even see their motherfucking dads, bitch. They gonna see their grandmas and grandpas, literally, and great granddads and great grandmamas blocking black bitches from getting into school. They're gonna see how their families did the shit and how that shit is still, like, the effects of that still affect black people today. And this is how white supremacy preserves itself. Of course, we know that. But it's just so funny to watch these people act like it's gonna be more uncomfortable for kids to learn about the racism than it is for the people who went through the bullshit in the past and the people who are going through this shit today. Like, girl, if someone is young enough to get called the N-word, bitch, you know what I mean? At that age, someone else can learn about fucking racism, girl. It's like, get out my face. Ron DeSantis, these governors are a mess. Speaking of something else that is a mess, and we'll close on this, I saw this shit on TikTok.
It should never be this cold. The teacher gave us a blanket because they want to have the windows open. Somebody call, what is it? It's child services?
Somebody call New York City School Health Department.
To shut down.
Them girls saying, hey, guess what? We ain't shut this shit down. And at the same time, COVID is around here, so we're gonna open up the windows in this Arctic ass fucking weather, bitch. I cannot talk about a mess. That's a mess. And there's so much more going on in politics right now. Putin's over here trying to see if, you know, Biden really about what he's talking about. Kamala Harris was on the Today Show and that shit was the absolute mess. It's just a disaster. But I'm choosing peace today. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. I love y'all so much. Do not forget to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Don't play with me.